as we clear the grid and get ready for the first race of the 2010 Ulster Grand Prix.
It's the Lisbon City Council Superstock. It's 6 laps of this 7.5 mile circuit. The form book says Hutchie's on fire. The form book says Keith Moore might be unbeatable.
And we're about to go. Watch the lights any second now. Who will be the first down into the flying kilo? Great start there from Ryan Farquhar. So too Keith Moore. Ian Locker from row 2. Ian Hutchinson as well is up there. But it's going to be Farquhar who leads them through the flying kilo for the very first time.
Looking back at the pack from Keith Moore, and that's Hutchie picked off on that flying kilometre. And the whole pack streaming in as it narrows and bends left. We're running down towards Leathamstown. This is the first real stop on the circuit, and we'll find out who's late on the brakes when we get there. But that BMW looking strong as ever.
Yeah, second place for Keith Moore, but he's behind Ryan Farquhar, and this is exactly what Ryan Farquhar needs to do. He's losing around 15 brake horsepower to the man behind him, Keith Moore, and Ryan Farquhar has to go now, and he has to break them now if he's got any chance of winning this race.
Fast Getaway is the name of the game here. Remember, we're road racing on what all the riders agreed would be passed by Keith Moore. Ryan Farquhar hasn't done it, has he?
Well, that's exactly what the BMW is designed to do. Goes through, and now Ian Hutchinson, having watched Keith Moore go through, will fancy a little bit of his own as they go down Deers Leap for the very first time.
Fuel tank punching up into your chest cavity as they bottom out there, and then running down the hill towards the right turn at Cochranestown.
Watch Hutchinson. Watch Hutchinson. He's behind Farquhar as Amor starts to leave them. And this could be Hutchinson's moment now. He doesn't want to let Keith Moore go and leave those two behind.
130, 140 miles an hour, winding up the throttle as they head out towards Ireland's corner.
All the time that Ryan Farquhar's in front of Ian Hutchinson, it's doing the world of good for Keith Moore. Ian Locker, great fourth place from him, the 47-year-old on the Kawasaki, and the 5 bikes at the front seem to be breaking away from the rest of the pack. We've got the likes of Bruce Anstey, Cameron Donald, Guy Martin and Michael Dunlop in there as well. Loads of potential race winners, but at the moment it's the man on the BMW doing the business, and all the time Ian Hutchinson just cannot get past Ryan Farquhar.
Going uphill now, it's all up here, all the way to the top of the circuit at Wheelers, and just look at Ryan Farquhar pulling away there.
Yeah, Ian Hutchinson leaving it too late as they go into the turns. He knows it's going to be on the faster straight bits that maybe he's going to get. Oh no, he goes. This is Ian Hutchinson's moment now as he's trying to go the long way around Ryan Farquhar. Here he goes, the side-by-side. Hutchinson into second.
Through Joey's windmill and still climbing uphill. Keith Moore has done what he needed to do. Look at the class of gap he's got there.
Well, Hutchinson now, he knows what his job is. Oh, Locker's on Farquhar as well now. So Ryan Farquhar finding himself going backwards on this opening lap. But it's going to be a Moore against Hutchinson at the front, unless Ian Locker can now get past. What a surprise that would be. What an upset for the form book it would be if Ian Locker could get through and get involved with the front two as well.
He's been doing this for years, Ian Locker. Right bike, right day. He's always a podium contender. Through Lindsay's hairpin, no places to be gained here.
Well, Gary Johnson's gaining places, and he's 5th now behind Locker. Cracking start from Gary Johnson, and again, another rider that no one would have expected to be running at the front.
Just a real axle view there from James McBride. This is the exhaust pipe view from Keith Moore. Running downhill now. Boys, this is so quick through here. They've shaved the hedges, as you can see, and opened it up so you can see where you're going. And you will see overtaking down here now. You never used to.
But will you see overtaking is regarding Keith Moore. He is breaking away, and it could become a one-horse race and a fight for second. The little group of 4, that gang of 4, Johnson at the back, behind Locker, behind Farquhar, behind Hutchinson, who it seems is breaking away from Farquhar, but is he closing on Keith Moore?
Just being kicked up at the edge of the circuit as they come blistering past the grandstand and onto the flying kilo at the start of their second lap. Hutchinson off the back of... Oh, that was so close, wasn't it? That was nearly him out of the seat there.
Again, the TV pictures don't really do it justice because this circuit goes up and down all over the place. Not just the bumps, but the way the track drops down from Deers Leap as we look, and you can see there, look at the front forks on that big machine. You just see them being worked over time. As into Leathamstown goes Locker with Gary Johnson right on his rear.
Well, Gary Johnson's made a good recovery. He was nearly pitched off that bike then, but he's come straight back and got on the Ian Locker's case immediately as they go towards Deers Leap. If you get this front wheel shot going over the top, you'll see a brief glimpse of Belfast in the distance, and then the world will turn black again.
Oh, Keith Moore around Deers Leap, so to Hutchinson. What a fantastic part of the circuit Deers Leap is. It's like a mini
front wheel was so
Hill bend at Brands Hatch. It just, the world drops away from you, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Locker's front wheel came right off the ground there. That was not efficient. He will be caught by Gary Johnson.
And where is Michael Dunlop? Where is Guy Martin? Where are the task bikes? It's these 5 machines at the front. But Keith Moore is writing the script for this, the first race of the day, and he is flying away with it. Everyone said that Keith Moore could be the man to beat here, and it seems to be proving to be the case. This could be his day.
He's overdue for this international win, and just look at it. I know the camera stretches it out and makes it seem further away, but look, he's got a decent, healthy lead going on here.
Just under 2 seconds.
And if these boys scrap among themselves, he's got it made. All he's got to do is hope that they keep each other busy while he just does nice, tidy laps, nice, clean tip-ins, nice, perfect braking, good lines, everything. Ride a qualifying lap and let them scrap over each other's seconds places, third place. Ian Locker still holding off Gary Johnson, but this is keeping them busy and slowing them down.
They're thinning out a little bit, aren't they, at the front as well? It doesn't seem to be. We're not anticipating any moves at this moment in the race. Still early days, of course.
Over the top, up to Wheeler's highest point of the circuit at Turner Graph. Flying through there. It's an anti-view, this, isn't it, from James McBride's front wheel. And you can again see how this circuit is mostly smooth, but there are plenty of bumps to keep the suspension working. This left turn here is a fantastic corner on the circuit, and again you get this panoramic view over the countryside, but the riders will be too busy for that. Amor, Hutchinson, Ryan Farquhar, Locker still fending off Gary Johnson, but only just now.
I think Ian Locker may have made some kind of mistake because he's really lost ground on Ryan Farquhar and the 3 machines in front. Ian Hutchinson on the engine, he's had all the success this year in 2009. It's a Superstock winning machine from last year as well. Keith Moore straight out of the box, just a modded suspension and exhaust on the BMW S1000R. And Gary Johnson, I think he fancies 4th place.
Well, if Ian Locker does that wheel wobbling thing again, he'll be past him. But here are the leaders. Keith Moore on the BMW, Hutchie, then Farquhar. The leading trio still getting away from these. And Ian Locker riding the wheels off that Black Holes Kawasaki, and he is just looking like a man under a lot of pressure at the moment.
He is, but Farquhar, it's worth noting, okay, he's gaining away from these, but Farquhar is losing ground on the front 3. I couldn't suspect that we could. No, I was going to say,
I thought that too.
Oh, he's going to try this time. Here goes Gary Johnson up the inside of Ian Locker, but Ian Locker's got the middle part of the road. You have to have the middle part of the road out of the flying kilo if you're going to have pole position into the next turn, which is exactly what Ian Locker did. Great blocking from the Welshman.
Tremendous move from Gary Johnson. You've got to say it was optimism, but he's up for it, isn't he? And Ian Locker, he's not going to keep that 4th place for very much longer. Leathamstown on the gas, Deers leap ahead. You're looking up to the sky now.
Yeah, one of the fastest parts of the circuit, really winding up the power. And watch Gary Johnson trying to pull out the slipstream of Ian Locker. He's had enough of sitting behind him, hasn't he? And Johnson goes through. So Gary Johnson up into 4th place, but Locker perhaps could fight back. No, it's Johnson up in the 4th, and I think Locker, he knew that Johnson was coming through, and he held back and let the Englishman go.
I think you're right, Dave. I think Ian Locker gave ground there. He didn't have to. He could have braved it out and given Gary Johnson a difficult choice.
It could have got nasty if he hadn't.
He's been doing this for too long, hasn't he?
He has. So, a new 4th place then in the shape of Gary Johnson. We're riding further back with James McBride, further back down the order. And again, great view there of the Dundrod circuit. But here's the man who's leading, Keith Moore from Ian Hutchinson. We should see Ryan Farquhar. There he is. He's dropping off the pace, but again, Gary Johnson still, 7-8 bike lengths behind. Ian Locker in 5th place and not out of it in terms of a podium.
Ian Locker doesn't look like he's given up at that 4th place, does he? He's riding behind Gary Johnson, and if he waits there patiently and he can stay in touch until the last lap, he might have a go himself. We're more interested, of course, in the kind of gap that Keith Moore has got at the front, and it's not a huge one now, is it? What would we say, 1.5 seconds there?
It certainly is, and Hutchinson is not letting Keith Moore go, is he?
He's got his head down, Ian Hutchinson. They have indeed broken away from Ryan Farquhar, though, haven't they? And it is all about those two. Gary Johnson, Ian Locker, continuing their battle.
And maybe, I think, Richard, those two are benefiting because they've both got 2010 machinery, both got brand new bikes, brand new engines, and they're reaping the rewards. OK, they're in 4th and 5th, they're not at the front. But where is Guy Martin? Where is the likes of Cameron Donald and Michael Dunlop? And what a great start we've had to the day. Amor against Ian Hutchinson at the front as they go down to Lindsay Hairpin for
the 3rd time.
Yes, the 3rd time.
We're halfway through, and Keith Moore, he will know that Hutchie has called him up. What he won't know, you're quite right, Dave, is that that Hutchie has set a new lap record on that second lap at 132 miles an hour. It was previously 130, so he's upped it by 2, and that's what brought him up on the tail of Keith Moore. And look, he is on the tail of Keith Moore.
And it certainly has become a two-horse race now, hasn't it? It's BMW versus Honda. It's Scotland versus England. It's Keith Moore versus Ian Hutchinson. Great view of the Dundrod circuit. You can see the way that the circuit flows as they come to complete yet another lap. And Hutchinson is closing in, isn't he? Hutchinson is closing in. It could be on for another lap record. He's right in on the rear of Keith Moore.
All the way down the hill, he just reeled him in, wasn't he? He was like 10 lengths behind him at the hairpin, and he's right up the exhaust pipe now.
Look at him go! Ian Hutchinson up the inside. He should maybe be on the right-hand side as they go around the flying kilo. Moore, though, looks like he's got the middle of the road. That's the important bit, and he's still got the lead. But Hutchinson has given Moore a mighty slap in the face.
Hutchinson, though, is the man on a mission as they run down towards Leathamstown. Look at him, he's right on the back wheel of that BMW, and he's ready to do it again. He might be able to charge down the inside at Leathamstown under brakes, but it's no one's favourite place for passing. But if he can get the drive out of this corner, so he can get up this hill.
That's the important thing. You've got to get the exit right out of Leathamstown. If you don't do that, because you've got these big straights, all the way up towards Dearsley, we're looking further back. Yeah, with Ian Locker still behind Gary Johnson and Ryan Farquhar. Those are the front two, though. Hutchinson winding it up down Dearsley. This could be a moment for him as he's right behind Keith Moore. It's slipstreaming all the way. He's trying to pull out the slipstream of Scotland.
Oh, look
at
that.
There we go. You can see right behind him. I don't think it's going to happen just yet. Locker behind Farquhar, who's now behind Gary Johnson, but maybe not for longer because Farquhar, having lost third place, looks like he's trying to regain it.
Look how good Keith Moore is to that right turn there at Cochranstown. It's worth tenths to him going through there. Every lap he's later on the brakes than Ian Hutchinson. He gets the line right, he gets the power out, but it doesn't do him any good because Hutchie's right with him now.
Look at the speed that Hutchinson's carrying through the corners. These are so fast, these corners, aren't they? 4th, 5th gear corners, and you see a little bit of knee down. You don't get a great deal of knee down on road circuits, but certainly at the Ulster, it's so fast and flowing. And again,
and it's smooth too. It gives you the opportunity to ride like a short circuit, and that's what's so good for Ian Hutchinson. Of course, he's doing this week in, week out on these bikes, riding short circuits, riding corners like this, racing opponents like Keith Moore. He is absolutely finely tuned, and Keith Moore's doing a brilliant job of keeping him behind, but he is under the most intense pressure now, and Hutchie pulls a tear off up, tucks back behind the bubble and puts the pressure on even harder.
Maybe this time there is a gap inside if he can get inside. Keith Moore not. It's just these two are going for it, aren't they? And it's Hutchinson! Ian Hutchinson up the inside, he's got him. Hutchinson's got him. Through into the lead he goes. So Ian Hutchinson on Keith Moore, and that was fingers over eyes time, wasn't it?
Ian Hutchinson had made up his mind he was going to do that no matter what Keith Moore did, no matter what line he took in that corner. Hutchie was going through at wheelers and he just went through like a steam train.
Here goes Keith Moore though, coming up to the Lindsay hairpin. Mistakes really make or mean prizes for other rivals.
Down the outside, can't be done.
Can't be done, no. Hutchinson keeps it nice and tight, but Moore keeps the speed up. And again, the hairpin is another one. Crucial you get your exit speed right.
They're waving him on, so I don't know who they're waving to, whether they're waving to Hutchie or Keith Moore, or both of them. Probably being bike fans, they're just loving the racing. This is fantastic start to a great day in the sunshine here at the Ulster Grand Prix. And here we go again. Is Keith Moore going to catch Ian Hutchinson down here through Quarries?
Well, I don't know. I don't think so. I think we're going to have to wait perhaps the Flying Kilo or maybe after Leathamstown. Keith Moore, though, right behind Ian Hutchinson. And look at the gap back to third place. These
gone,
two,
haven't they?
They're in a race of their own. It's Farquhar back in. Oh, in fact, Johnson's dropped back to 5th place. What a ding-dong these three are having. Farquhar, Locker and Gary Johnson.
Three bikes in the space normally occupied by one, and they're nose to tail.
Keith Moore back in front. Keith Moore back in front, out of the Flying Kilo. And we are game on. Ian Hutchinson behind Keith Moore. Ian Hutchinson won this race last year, of course. He doesn't want to give it up. Keith Moore, everyone's been tipping in to do the business at Ulster this year, and right now that's exactly what he's doing. But Ian Hutchinson is giving it to him hard, isn't he?
Ian Hutchinson is on the back of 5 international wins on the roads. He wants to make this 6 in a row and keep that unbroken record going.
Next time as well, just look at Keith Moore's rear tyre. We just saw a glimpse of it there. Little bits of rubber were starting to come off the rear of Moore's machine.
That's going to cost him. Down the hill they go, tucked behind the bubble. Hutchie won't catch him with the wheel in the end. He certainly won't catch him going through this right-hander at the bottom of the hill. Keith Moore is absolutely sublime at this corner.
And that pass from Ian Hutchinson on Keith Moore might just be the wake-up call that Keith Moore needed, because over the opening couple of laps it looked as if Keith Moore had this race in his pocket. He was miles and miles away, or so it seemed, certainly on this racetrack. Hutchinson, though, has reeled it in, past him. And Moore's got back in front, and he'll be thinking, no, you won't be doing that again. Hutchinson's thinking, yes, I will.
Yes, definitely he's thinking that, isn't he? We're running out of laps now, and they'll be shown the last lap marker when they go past the pits next time.
Look at this guy, Martin Michael Dunlop, and that looks like McBride and William Dunlop. Yep. What a great battle they're having. So again, plenty of entertainment, not just the front two machines on the road for the fans that are lining the Dundrod circuit. Battles going on everywhere. What a start to the day. Oh, someone's in trouble by the looks of it.
Just a little bit slow there. It's bike number 93.
Oh, it's back markers. It's back markers. Moore and Hutchinson. What part will they play in this race? Certainly, this is a good part of the circuit to come up against back markers. The Lindsay hairpin is not a good place to come up amongst back markers.
Kevin Maxted was trying to keep out of the way of all this, and not really managing it, because they're everywhere, aren't they?
Sorry, Richard, look at that. There is a back marker just ahead of them now, and they are going to meet him at the Lindsay hairpin.
Hutchie on the inside.
Look at the Moore's tyre as well. Look at his rear. It's just a little bit rippled, isn't it? There's little chunks
chunking off completely.
Chunks coming off that rear tyre. And Hutchinson, we don't know what his rear tyre's doing either, is it?
No, we don't. But Keith Moore has got one more lap to go with that rear tyre.
Gaining. Look at that. Look at the speed Hutchinson was gaining on Moore there. But now Moore gets on the power again as they come down to complete another lap.
Yep, coming up to the end of lap 6. There's one more to go after this, and these two have got another 7.5 miles of racing.
Look at the crowds, look at the crowds, all of them on their feet. They know they're watching a battle royale as Hutchinson gets in behind them all.
Oh,
here he goes across the line.
And it's a red flag.
Red flag. Now then, what happened the last lap? Ian Hutchinson was first over the line last lap, so if they count it back, Hutchinson has won that race. We'll have to wait for official confirmation.
I'll tell you what, looking at Keith Moore's tyre, I think he should be jolly glad, because he was going to be second in any case, looking at the state of that. Red flag waving. There's a rider down on the course. Unfortunately, the race is one lap short. That does count back, as Dave says. So Ian Hutchinson wins it from Keith Moore and Ryan Farquhar. So let's have a word with Hutchie then, the winner of this race.
So will Philip McCallan's pep talk be of any use to Michael Dunlop? Let's find out in this super sport race and rejoin our commentary team of Dave and Richard.
Well, he might be getting all the good advice, but he's not on pole position. That honour goes to Keith Moore yet again. Hutchinson, the man alongside him. Red lights on the track have come on. We're waiting for the start.
Oh, Farquhar on the back wheel. Keith Moore, though, keeps the front pin down. He's on the Honda. William Dunlop in the second. Ian Hutchinson third. Great start for Farquhar in fourth. Look at Bruce Anstey. No Cameron Donald this time on a task machine. And we're on board with Michael Dunlop. But look at Guy Martin coming in on the left-hand side. Fantastic. Oh, and also Anstey.
Bruce had a fairing banger with Ryan Farquhar off the line, got a brilliant start to come through from there.
Oh, poor Michael Dunlop's going backwards. We've talked about his starts before, haven't we? And he's had another poor start. 3 machines have gone past him already. That looked like Ollie Linstall.
It was indeed Ollie Linstall. Amor leads it. Man behind him is William Dunlop. Despite all that wheel waving, he's got away well. But look who's riding in his wheel tracks. Ian Hutchinson so close, had to swerve to avoid him. Dunlop did not get out of that corner as quickly as Hutchie was expecting, and now he's had to sit back, get it all together and try again. He's lost it. He would have got him up the hill, but he hasn't done it this time.
I think it shows you just how quick that Honda is out of the turns, and you can see the speed that, again, Hutchinson sometimes has that, doesn't he? Certain turns he's late going in, other times he's really hot going in. That time William Dunlop certainly was the quicker.
Well, look, Guy Martin's dropped back, and Bruce Anstey and Ryan Farquhar continued this little battle. Ryan Farquhar's got back in front of Bruce Anstey. They had a real dice coming off the line. Looks like it's going to carry on throughout this race. We're riding with Guy Martin as we go out under the trees.
Yeah, question again over his fitness, whether he's going to last the day as Bruce Anstey goes past Ryan Farquhar. Farquhar might just lose a place to Martin. Not there, as out of quarterlands they come, and it's Keith Moore on the Tenkate Honda who's leading from the CD Racing Yamaha of William Dunlop, and the Paget's Honda of Ian Hutchinson in third place. But you can have 8 potential winners at this part in the race so far.
flat through Ireland's corner, heading out now towards Budor through the corner, renamed for Ian Locker, who took his 15th win around the Ulster Grand Prix course just a couple of hours ago. On towards the windmill and on up the hill they go, back round to the start-finish line. It's all about rise and fall, and it's all about the battle for the lead, Dave.
It is. Keith Moore is about to relinquish first place to William Dunlop. William Dunlop is perfectly placed on the track to take advantage, but it's not. Keith Moore takes it back. Stunning as they go through Rock Corner.
So, Hutchinson back to third. He's looking for his 4th win of the day here. That will be his 10th international win in a row if he manages the trick, but at the moment he's third, and it's a dogfight, isn't it?
It is. Look at Ian Hutchinson, look at the power of that Honda. That is the same machine that he's had all that success on this year at the TT and the BSB rounds. Oh, 3 abreast, and it's going to be William Dunlop who goes through. Hutchinson tries to go through as well, but Moore just says no. You're not
just be still, my beating heart. They're always side by side through Jordan's Cross up there, heading up towards the top towards Wheelers. They get so fast, and they're still tied together with a very short piece of string. It is William Dunlop from Keith Moore.
Hutchinson. Look at Hutchinson. He's trying, does he know? And Moore is just too powerful. Great battle raging on for 4th place further back as well, but still it's William Dunlop, and he had so much misfortune in that first race as we go back with Michael Dunlop. And again, if Michael Dunlop can sort out his starts and maybe sort out his cornering, well, who knows what he could achieve as he goes into the corner. So hot, and he's going to hold up the rider as well. Guy Martin looks behind to see what's going on.
What was that? Touching my back wheel, he wants to know. Well, of course, Michael Dunlop's had input from Philip McCallan through this week, and starts are one thing, but he's having trouble getting his bike to put the power down on the tarmac. Coming out of the corners is when he feels it. Everybody else is just getting away fractions better, but through he goes.
Yeah, that's the view now from Guy Martin's machine. Through goes Michael Dunlop, and he's a man on a mission. He doesn't want the front 3 to pull away. That's who he's trying to... Oh, Dunlop out into the curve.
I was just on the point of saying he's always on a mission, that man, and he goes and proves it.
Yeah, right out onto the grass. But look at Hutchinson now on a Moore. This is the battle for first place, and Hutchinson goes through. Can Moore respond? He's not. Oh, he gets squeezed out. He had to yield. Hutchinson has first place, and if he hadn't, well, 2-1 just does not go.
What is this race all about when they are short-circuit scratching like that all the way round the corners? Deer's Leap is not a place to be out-braving the man next to you, but they're doing it, and Keith Moore is just so good into this corner.
And he really is, his line, it wasn't a smooth line there from Moore. He had a little kink in the middle of that. That's how hard they're trying. A Moore from Hutchinson. William Dunlop is probably saying to himself, I'll give this a minute or so before I get involved again.
He was doing really well up until just now, and then these two put it on Maniac, and he's never seen that before, has he?
No, he hasn't, but what another great race here in the Ulster Grand Prix.
Out into the countryside through Ireland and away on this long, long climb up to the top of the circuit. Coming over the top at Wheelers, they'll be able to look out over Belfast, except they haven't got the time because they're doing it again.
Hutchinson back in the lead. It's Hutchinson from Moore. William Dunlop in third still, and Moore is going to fight back yet again. And what else would you expect? The way these two have been going at it, hammer and tongue around the Dundalk track, and all the time as well. Oh, red flag, a red flag.
I'm not sure what that's for, but it came at a timely moment because that was getting very silly indeed.
But have we got a result? This is the question now. Have we got a result? Have we covered enough race distance?
Well, they're having a ponder about that while the rule book is consulted. I don't think anybody really wants this race to stop after 3 laps, and the decision will have to be made, fingers crossed, for 3 more laps. 3 more laps.
3 more laps it is then of the Dundrod circuit. It is going to be run on 2 parts. It's an aggregate race, but this time they're going to start in the order they finished at the end of lap 3.
Now the gap at the top is 0.2 of a second, so basically if you're out in front when the checkered flag drops, you've probably won. So it's almost a complete restart as they stream down towards this narrow part of the circuit, the end of the Flying Kilo.
I was going to say Keith Moore is doing exactly what he needs to do, but so too is Ian Hutchinson. He's not letting go. William Dunlop's not out of it. Michael Dunlop's got to make up around 4 seconds if he's going to win this race. So really, we're looking at the front 3, the top 3 on the road for the overall victory. But here they come.
As you say, top three are in it, and everybody else has really got too much of a mountain to climb on time. Guy Martin a little bit slower. Michael Dunlop will be pleased, I think, about the reset, because it puts him back in the frame, puts William Dunlop very firmly back in the frame as well. And what's going on here again? Going up the hill.
They're at it again. Hutchinson, well, he needs to stay in front of Keith Moore, doesn't he? And he's doing just that. Michael Dunlop, incidentally, he was running at the same lap times as the other three were in the first part of this race. Everyone else was about a second behind, but it's Hutchinson from Keith Moore, and Keith Moore knows he's got to get in front, and it's going to be a dash for the cash as well, isn't it?
They've done this 3 times already, these three, and especially Keith Moore and Ian Hutchinson. And Keith Moore is just wondering what he's got to do to win a race around this circuit, and I think he's going to do whatever it takes. Look at this.
Well, look at William Dunlop as well. William Dunlop
and Michael.
Yeah, William Dunlop was finished the first part 0.6 of a second down on Keith Moore, on Ian Hutchinson, and therefore 0.4 behind Moore. It's calculators out. Really, I think whoever crosses the line first will probably be the race winner.
We don't have enough fingers to work out sums like that, do we? These four, look at the gap open out there. These four are going to have to sort this out among themselves.
Even Guy Martin et al. So deep into Lindsay Hairpin. Everyone is trying, even though they know their chances of victory are very slim. They're trying in the battle for 5th place.
Head down as they go over the line to start another lap. Keith Moore comes under pressure. Hutchie knows it's now or never. Is he out in front? Keith Moore isn't going to yield to him this time as they go towards the corner. Keith Moore stays on the gas, keeps his head down.
And Michael Dunlop goes through past William as well, so he's certainly not riding for his brother, is he? And Hutchinson is through on a Moore. It's Hutchinson, a Moore, Michael Dunlop and William Dunlop. Michael Dunlop, though, even though he's third, is really in 4th position, but we won't bother with that for the moment as we ride on board with him.
They're shuffling positions here faster than that bloke with the 3 cups and the ball on the street corners. I can't tell what's happening when they're riding this close. Hutchie's pulling away a little bit now.
Out of Deers Leap they come. Michael Dunlop is looking very menacing, and he's going to try and take Keith Moore. Here he goes! Whoa, it's...
See, he's a brave man to try it on with Keith Moore through here.
It is a real sharp intake of breath, isn't it? As Keith Moore now has a go. Hutchinson, there's no room, but Hutchinson...
He was good there. Ireland's, he's going to go left.
Hutchinson moved then. Hutchinson knew he had to move left then to let Moore through. And Moore was going, and there was nothing that was going to stop him.
Porterland's corner, head down.
And I would say they're dead equal. There's about 2/10 between them there, isn't there?
Well, Hutchie there is a race winner, isn't he? Just about.
He is now. Hutchinson drawing up alongside. And Moore is going to have to drop back to 2nd place, is he? Hutchinson's got it as they go into the right-hand turn, or the right-hand kink, I should say. And all the time, the 2 Dunlops are looking very menacing behind. Here is Michael Dunlop, and he's past Moore and up into 2nd place.
Michael Dunlop.
Oh, look at
on it.
Look at Keith Moore.
Keith Moore's not having that, is he?
The power of the 10 Karte Honda going through. William Dunlop as well. He said, enough's enough. I want to get involved now as well. And he can't. William Dunlop is trying and just doesn't want to. Michael in 2nd, Keith in 3rd. Woof.
Yeah, well, Ian Hutchinson is really good through Jordan's Cross as it happens, but it was all happening behind him as Keith Moore's going crazy trying to sort this one out.
The 2 Dunlops there scrubbing off the speed. Michael Dunlop set a new lap record in race 1, 128.59 miles an hour on a 600, and he's on the case again.
And he's on Ian Hutchinson's case right now, looking at the tail end of Hutchie as he looks set to make it 4 in a row. He's got another lap to do, though, and as you've just seen, just about anything will probably happen.
Now, as we're looking at it, you would think Moore is too far back in 3rd place to do anything, but the way this race has gone and the way these 4 are swapping paint on their fairings, anything could happen between now and the checkered flag.
Hutchie's under lots and lots of pressure here. Look how close we are coming out of the slipstream on the flying kilo, trying to crowd us into the grass, but having none of it. Side by side, it narrows here, doesn't it, Dave?
Really is.
Oh no, look at Keith Moore! Keith, where did he come from? Keith Moore just dives through that gap.
Well, Michael Dunlop was the big loser along the flying kilo there, wasn't he? He tried to take Hutchinson, and instead Moore and William Dunlop both came through. Hutchinson dropped back to 3rd, and there is 6 more miles of this to go.
Flaming thingamajigs, where did Keith Moore find that move and pull it off? He came out of nowhere and stitched them all up while they were looking at each other. And now he's got Hutchie trying to get it back.
William Dunlop got a great toe as well there, didn't he? But he's not managed to maintain that momentum. We're looking back at Ian Hutchinson. He knows he's got to get past William Dunlop if he's going to win this race. If he stays where he is, he'll probably beat Dunlop, but he won't beat Amor. Amor, though, will be happy to keep William Dunlop behind him as they come out of Deers Leap.
If he can keep him behind him. At the moment, he's got a tail gunner, but that tail gunner's aiming at him.
Oh, look at Hutchinson sitting up as well. It's really tight through here, isn't it? Really technical. Out of quarter lands they go.
As they all say, it's all technical. Michael in the background there, sizing up these two. Hutchie gets through, though. And, how did he do that?
It's like a 1-2-5 race, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? And here comes William Dunlop again. Takes him back.
Look at Hutchinson, has he got it? Hutchinson's got the line, he has got the line, he's got the line,
he's going to shut him off.
But Dunlop's got the power.
Oh dear, you can tell it's the last lap, can't you?
Oh, Michael Dunlop's had enough now, and Michael Dunlop's going past Ian Hutchinson. Michael Dunlop up into third place, Hutchinson back in fourth, and poor old Bruce Anstey is out.
Disappointment again for Bruce and the Taz squad. Cameron Donald didn't start, but it's joy, joy, joy for Keith Amor, or is it? William Dunlop is trying to change that as hard as he can.
Well, William Dunlop started this part of the race 0.4 of a second behind Keith Amor, so even if he does get past him, he needs to pull away from him as well as they come down to the Lindsay hairpin.
What chance is there of him getting half a second in front?
Look at Hutchinson, the speed he's carrying in, he's going the long way round at the hairpin.
Oh!
And the speed, he's taking Amor's line, he's taking Amor's toe, and he did exactly what he had to do. Michael Dunlop's out of it, he's 4 seconds behind. Forget Michael Dunlop, but William Dunlop could still have a chance, but he's left it too late. Hutchinson behind Keith Amor.
The question now is, can he catch him? He's got this run down through Quarry Bend. He's pulled off a couple of overtaking moves here before. William comes back at him to change all that. He's not going to do it, is he?
No, he's
Keith
not,
Amor
unless Hutchinson comes back now.
Oh.
It's Hutchinson, this is unbelievable. We're punching the box, this is unreal. Here comes Amor.
Come on,
Hutchinson's got it back past, but it's going to be Keith Amor who's going to go round and see the checkered flag first. Has he got enough between him and Ian Hutchinson to take the win? I would say he has, but we'll have to wait for official confirmation.
0.2 of a second is what it is. That is going to be probably the most popular win of the day, although Ian Locker was very popular, Ryan Farquhar was very popular, and this is going to be popular as well. 0.2 of a second between Keith Amor and Ian Hutchinson. William Dunlop half a second further back behind the pair of them than it was. Michael Dunlop, Guy Martin and Dan Neen still having a good weekend. Keith Amor must be relieved and delighted to get that one ticked off at last. Johnny Ray, who's been spannering for his best mate all weekend, sharing those emotions.
The boys have worked really, really hard getting the bikes right for this weekend. You know, to keep finishing second or just getting on the podium and not winning, it's disappointing, especially, like I said before, when there's back markers involved. It's not my fault, but I was lucky enough I got a little bit of a break on the last lap.
What about a big finale?
I've got to beat him again. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. It'll be good.